Hello everybody, welcome to Indigo Tarot Odyssey. I want to thank all you guys for all your great comments and your participation over on Instagram for my contest I was running for the free reads. Come see me over there. It's Sparkrist11. I'm running a thank you giveaway for free readings, and all you have to do is post underneath the what brings you joy in light entry. It's under there. Just reading those get me in the best mood, and if you guys ever want a pick-me-up, go under there and just have a look at what some of the people are entering. There's like 100 entries in there, and they're really beautiful and wonderful, and the scale is like so different and so great and so unique to everybody, and I really appreciate all you guys participating. It's so much fun. Okay, now we have some really cool cards out here, and today's reading is going to be about what in you do other people find attractive, or what do they appreciate or respect, like, love about you. What is it? What are some of your characteristics that you may not even be aware that you exert during the day? Isn't it funny, sometimes we'll have like a new coworker or somebody come up and say something, I really like the way you do this and that, and it can be something you don't even know that you possess. It's just a natural element to you that comes across as attractive and you know, noteworthy to somebody, and it's nice to hear as well. So I do believe that you probably have a lot of attributes. You know, sometimes people that are more humble nature, they're not even aware that these things come across, and being humble in itself and being kind of undertoned and a little shy is really sweet. And you know, some people, they just, you know, I like people that just kind of go with the flow. They don't like to be argumentative. They just kind of like to experience things, and they're very laid back and chill, and you know, they're ready to experience life on life's terms, and they don't feel like they have to be confrontational. That type of vibration is really nice, right? And also not attention seeking. I get very drained by high attention seekers. You hear them sometimes in restaurants and Starbucks, at nightclubs. They're always the loudest, and it's very draining, and it's I have empathy and sympathy to a degree for that, because usually it's people that didn't get the attention they thought they needed or deserved when they were younger. So, or it's just a sense of entitlement. But anyway, it's quite abrasive. So we're looking for kind of the opposite spectrum of that, some soft-spoken, sweet, sensitive people out there. So let's see what other people find attractive about you. We have 3 cards to choose from. Number 1 is the Magical Realms. I really love this. Belief, confidence, co-creation of power. I love these. I love the rich colors in these. Number 2 is Destiny, Divine Purpose, Passion, and Service. There's also a number 9 on that. And the first one, if you're curious, there's a number 28. Sometimes people like to choose their age, or if their address or something is in there. And then number 3 is Utopia. Number 43, Peace, Serenity, and Paradise. Very beautiful. Listen, you guys, I also wanted to suggest if you guys feel like you're going through an accelerated kind of awakening right now. A lot of you were commenting in my comments that you were feeling that. Lots of days you were exhausted, you were having fluctuations in everything, and you know, respiratory, and then you were feeling, you know, almost like off the hook emotionally. You didn't know what was going on. Victor Otto's new 10 sort of symptoms or predicaments that you might be in that are a proponent of accelerated uploads and anything, you know, spiritual awakening. And when it's accelerated, our 3D bodies go through this kind of impact that isn't always pleasant. Like you feel at times like you're losing touch with reality, because your body's trying to understand and decode all these messages, synchronicities, all of these things. And, you know, even if you're quite awake and aware of what's going on prior to that, it kind of ups the scale, and it's very like, woo, you know, and a lot of stuff comes at you. So his, you know, he has a very great take on that, and I love that. I think he just uploaded it today. So again, that was Victor Otto. So go have a look at that, because I know you guys had a lot of questions over on my DMs, like, Melanie, what is going on with this? And I know it can leave you flustered, because we're still dealing dealing with everyday 3D things, you know, like homework, jobs, all of that. And one of the things that really stuck out to me that was impactful is that situations that are no longer good for us start to push us out, or we push them out. Like things seem exacerbated, they seem exaggerated. Your boss seems like a bigger a-hole than usual. Like you know, all of that thing, the pressure becomes a thing, which is exactly what happened to me at my job. It was like, I even knew this. I was like, this environment is almost, it's insufferable, but I'm like, I can create my own little dynasty in my head and do whatever I want and do a really good job, unless I have somebody who's trying to micromanage me because they're incompetent at their job. And I knew that it was coming, and I foresaw it for what it was. I said, if this or that happens, I'm leaving that moment. And like you guys know, those exact things happen. So it might be happening to you too. You may be in a certain course where all of a sudden you're just frustrated to a level where it's dizzying. You're like, this is not for me. Or you're in a relationship with somebody and all of a sudden their flaws or their nastiness seems really, really magnified, because that's bringing into your high vibrational presence their low vibrations, and it's very conflicting and it clashes with you and your values now and what you're aware of. So it's insufferable. So it's going to bring some of these things under a major spotlight, and you're like, oh, okay, bye-bye, see you later. This isn't a win. This isn't a win-win, brah. I gotta go. Yeah, you'll feel it, and it's super, like, it's jarring, because it's almost like there is a massive spotlight on it, and you feel like you're in some kind of weird Tarantino film. Like everybody's super abrasive that was almost tolerable before, but then it's like, no way. Like you cannot tolerate that energy anymore because it's magnified. So let's see what is going on for Group 1. Magical realms, belief, confidence, creative power. Already with that card alone, I am feeling that one of your most lovely assets is, you know, your creative power and process. You're a great natural problem solver outside of the box, and you think in a very beautiful, creative way. Also, not just works best for you, but everybody long-term stuff. Like you're a long-term thinker, but you think in terms of, you know, what's going to lessen the load, what's going to make the experience nicer, that type of things for people you work with at school and your family. And, you know, people derive a lot of pleasure out of that, because sometimes people get so beaten down by the mundane and details and all of that they can't see through the fog, where you're like, you know, it's not that big a deal. You can simplify things and then rectify the problem right away for people. So let's see what else is going on. Oh, generosity. So you have a spirit of generosity. You're very giving. You don't think it's that big of a deal. You know, if somebody says they like something you're wearing, like a bracelet, for you to take it off and give them to me, you're like, here you go. If you like it, it's yours. Like you're not attached to materialistic things in that way. It's like the exchange of information and materials and energy is what matters to you. And what's really cool is people really like the fact that you're not, they feel like your presence is so like crisp and fresh. You're not here to criticize, condemn, or complain. You know, you give honest, sincere appreciation for other people and you value them. And then the other thing is you arouse a beautiful sense of creativity in other people by your mere presence and how you suggest things, because you create a very colorful portrait of life and adventures and what you want to do, and it really propels other people into that creative sphere. And that's a big deal, because that's inspiration, and to inspire others takes a very unique kind of personality, and you know, you have that in spades. Another thing is, yeah, your creative spark. It's one of those things where, you know, you could arrange flowers, you see color patterns that go together, you can beautify things, food, you know, you could create a beautiful fruit and cheese platter and make it look like some colossal beauty, because you understand structure and all of that. And it's like you just have that, you have that fine eye. I feel especially for colors, like I feel like you probably put outfits together beautifully, and you have things be very polished and sleek and colorful and vibrant, and you have that in you, and it brings you joy, and it other people too, because how easy is it to dress in black and white or gray and beige all the time? It takes a unique, fun kind of personality and creative spark to put patterns, especially if you are accessorizing, you know, because so many people go overboard and go nuts. They just don't understand, or they do everything that's almost like straight out of the boutique, like Chico's or something. They have to follow this kind of grid where you just have a natural thing where, you know, like brushed nickel goes really beautiful with white, and you know, you just pull all these things together and people are like, wow. Or, you know, especially things that naturally wouldn't do that. You have this great creative spark, and it makes other people happy to be around you, because creativity is a proponent of joy, of individuality, and you really, really exude that, and people are really into that, and it makes them really excited. And even best of all, the wild woman card. So whether you're a wild man or wild woman, this just means you're authentic. This means you are an absolute individual. When you feel like saying something, you say it. When you feel like doing something, you do it. You're still considerate, but it's like you're sympathetic with other people's ideas and desires. However, you have your own. You are very original. You're an original thinker. You ask questions instead of giving like direct orders. You want to know. You let other people save face as well. People that, aren't really free spirits, it's like they want to win, but you have this beautiful thing that if there is an argument or some kind of disagreement, you want everybody to come out ahead. It's very beautiful. And, you use encouragement with other people. You use positive reinforcement, and people really appreciate that. You just have this kind of unique, beautiful individual personality that is not affected by, anything else. And that's important, because so many people are worried about what other people think or are going to say about them, that they create a restrictive kind of behavioral pattern. But not you. You're a complete free spirit, and people really appreciate that and love that about you. It's highly, highly attractive, group 1. I love that for you. Beautiful. That's the way to be. It's like, just have your own kind of guided light be your bliss and bring you on this path to experience life in a really rich, seasoned, multi-layered way, right? Why superficiality is so ridiculous. You don't get anywhere. You don't have great conversations with that, and you realize that. So you're out there really to experience a really rich, in-depth life. So gorgeous. If you're new to my channel, welcome, group 1. All my links are down below. Don't forget to press like and subscribe. And if you need a private reading, if you want to go to my Etsy store, Patreon, everything is down there. Come see me on Instagram as well. We have so much fun over there, and we have contests, and we all do daily posts and memes, and it's a great kind of it's a fun little nutso society. We have so many fun interactions and conversations. I really, really enjoyed over there. And thank you guys to all my followers over there, and your dialogue and entering the contest and having so much fun. I really appreciate it. So way to go, group 1. Very, very beautiful. So you guys had mentioned that you like to have your card be the center of attention when it's out there. So I'm going to do that for you and just have it be just like your situation there for a moment. Okay. So right now, destiny, divine purpose, passion, and service right away by choosing this card that's saying something about, I feel like you already have a spiritual kind of understanding and awareness. You are quite awake to the fact that we're all interconnected. We're all, it's all this energy that's connected. So when we do one grateful action or emotion and we show gratitude, that brings more in. And I feel like you create that kind of environment around you, and you're teaching other people just systematically to do that within your family or your friendship group. And I feel like you do like to be of service. I feel like you probably, when you can donate, you donate. You're really into, recycling and reusing things and having them be multi-purpose and not into waste. And you understand, there's a finite sense of resources here on the earth. And if we're not respectful of the water, of, the forest and all of that, there already is a problem, but there'll be a much bigger problem. And that's one of the things you help teach people. Again, wise leadership and humor are two of your best attributes. I feel like you don't take yourself so seriously, and people appreciate that so much, because if you ever had to try to have a conversation with somebody that takes themselves so seriously, it's exhausting, because they see things in black and white, and they see a simple statement or gesture as hypercritical assessment of them. It's very, very hard. So when you have people that don't take themselves seriously, and they can laugh things off, because everybody expresses and says things in different ways, everybody has different personalities, everybody also has trigger points. So it's one of those things that it's like you just laugh at it. If somebody, if you have a social faux pas, or you drop something, or you're clumsy, you don't take it that seriously, and you don't mind somebody kind of bringing you up and making a joke, because you're lighthearted, and that deep down, it's like you're a good person, and none of those little things matter. It's like when we have faith in ourselves, and we have a vision, and we're creative, and we're loving, all those little things don't matter. And I feel like you love comedy, and you love a good joke, and that you see the humor in life, and that's one of the best attributes somebody can have. I really like being around people with a sense of humor because they have a lightness of spirit. They have a lightness of heart. And, you know, not only we cannot, when you take life like way too seriously and yourself, everything is very structured and strict and tight. However, humor makes it loose and free and adaptable, right? And people really love that about you, and they love your presence. It's very healing and calming. Therefore, I feel like you do provide wise leadership because, again, not taking yourself so seriously, you're watching what other people need to be helpful for them. Again, you're not criticizing, condemning, or complaining. You know, you show honest, sincere appreciation for the people on your team and around you and in your family. You also bring up, you know, it's like you talk in terms of the other person's interest. It's like that's how you know how to get people to follow and help you out in terms of whether it's a work team or family team. People, you know, they like to have payback of something, and they like to talk about their interests. So you talk in terms of that. If they're a foodie, you go down that route. You know, if they love clothes and fashion, you go down that route. You're very adaptable, and you can turn the conversation to suit other people's taste in a really beautiful way. And it's nice because, you know, you're sympathetic with the other person's ideas and desires. And that's a really noble motive. It's like you want to get to know them. You want to get to understand them. It's very unselfish. It's very honest. And I really like that. And you make the other person feel happy about doing and being themselves, doing what they like to do best, whatever the hobby is, even if it's quirky or if they play, you know, chess on computers and they just love it. It's like you let them discuss that, because whatever really kind of sparks somebody their interest and believe in themselves, it's healthy and it really makes them feel good. And that's why I feel like you have really good interactions with people, really honest. And, you know, your belief in yourself inspires confidence in others in a very big way. So keep that confidence up, because it's not in any way, shape, or form an obnoxious variable. It's just, if you were a teacher, right, and or if you were talking to a teacher and you said, what's your curriculum like? And they were like, well, I guess it's okay. I guess the kids like it. You don't want to hear that. You want to hear the teacher inspire confidence in you and say, this course is absolutely stunning. This curriculum is going to help the kids grow in every way. I'm going to be, you know, no kid's going to be left behind. I'm going to be on top of this, and we're going to make things exciting, and the kids are really going to love it. You know, you want to inspire confidence, because if you're not confident in yourself, how do you aspire to have other people be that way, right? But you have that because you understand that, you know, sometimes it's like to bolster confidence, it's, you can fake it till you make it. You know, if you're in a situation where you don't know everything, and, you know, a political discussion, whatever's going on, you listen, you observe, and then you join in the environment. But, you know, it's about posture, it's about body language, it's about being present in the conversation as well, because that's where we hear all the little details and we get the kind of emotional temperature of the room as well, and you're really good at that. So another thing, you have a life path purpose. You are on a journey. People feel that. They feel you're beautiful. Like it's like you emanate this spiritual essence, and you have a beautiful aura about you because you are on a journey. You always want to ascend, you always want to learn, and you want to expand, and that's palpable to people around you. And what's more inspiring than somebody who aspires to be something more, to know more, to learn more, and to be more, right? And you exude that, you know, and people are really charmed by that, and it affects them, and it helps them want to be the same group too. So beautiful energy. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to press like and subscribe if you like this video. My name is Melanie. Beautiful. I love this card so much too. These are all both these decks are the gorgeous oh my god, I can't forget her name, Colette Baron Reed's. Her writing is beautiful. Her artist does a phenomenal job. She's really something else. So keep up the good work, group, too, because you are inspiring people, and, you know, you make them laugh, and you're witty and charming, and it's lovely. It's delightful to be around. And all my links are also down below if you need a private read. If you want to go to my Etsy store, come see me on Instagram. Everything is down there. Beautiful. Yeah, you know, you're tapping into your destiny right now. Okay, number 3, so Utopia. Peace, serenity, and paradise. So as this, just for a starter, you choosing this, I feel like you have a peaceful and serene attitude towards life and other people around you. And that's not to say that you're not motivated. And I'm always reiterating this, every single thing. Just because somebody does more doesn't mean they're more worthy. Because they make more money doesn't mean they're more worthy. Because they know more, that doesn't make them more worthy. What makes us worthy is that we have some peace and serenity in our life, and we're balanced, and we feel able to move forward and expand and come from our soul's voice, and be a divine presence and feel the divine presence. Who wants some aggressive money hound all the time? That's all they talk about. I do this. You ever around that person and they're just like, I'm so busy, I'm doing this and that. It's exhausting because you feel like they're trying. Who are you competing with? It's exhausting to listen to that. We're very happy you're busy, but it's like, my goal is to be happy and content at this point in my life. And it can be youth, and I understand that, and I have sympathy for it because I was probably similar in my 20s and 30s. You almost feel like it's a competitive kind of state. Well, if you think you're busy, I'm doing this now. I don't want to be busy. I want to be effective. You know what I mean? And that's kind of where you're at, and people really respect that. So let's see what's going on. Oh, beautiful. So again, Earth, I feel like you're very grounded. You bring people a sense of peace and calm when you're around them because you are pretty chill. You know what I mean? Yeah, look. Yes, you have the Yuki Anna, stillness. You're able to be still and reflect and see the temperature of the room and see what's going on. You're not one of those people where you have to jump in and just be heard. Like those loud, obnoxious people that are attention seeking. You're the opposite of that. And people are very, very drawn to that energy that you have because it's very peaceful, grounding, and calming. Again, your stillness. I am too. And in fact, I'm super, super attracted to a lot of Asian cultures and practices because of the stillness, the meditation, the simplicity, right? I mean, you'll see in a lot of Asian decorations, the colors are very soothing. They're earth tones, they're greens, they're beiges, they're cream colors, and everything is very feng shui. It's uncluttered, and it's that type of energy, the stillness, the beauty. It slows things down. In this fast-paced society, we don't need people that are hyperactive, multitasking, crazy people, right? We need some calm people, please. Yeah, and the truth. And also, people find you extremely trustworthy. They know you to be somebody of a high value person. Your word is your bond. When you say you're going to do something, you're going to do something. People value your word and your presence because they realize that you have this beautiful kind of nature about you. You don't have to provide anyone with a falsehood. What they see is what they get. And assurance too. They also feel like when you're around that you do have these capabilities that make them feel more restful, more competent, more confident, and more assured. Like there's something in the way you have this kind of quiet confidence where it's a balm and it's very soothing for people. My dad had that presence. I mean, if there could be all kinds of things going on, like my mom's family could be having big rowdy parties, and I remember my dad just quietly standing in the kitchen, and he was always making like dips and food and nice things for everybody, but everybody would just come up one by one and talk to him. It was funny. He was like the elder of the tribe. They were all very rambunctious, fun, Irish, jumping all over the place, drinking, and then they'd all stop and go, I'm gonna go talk to Warren, my mother's brothers, one by one, and then they'd regale me with these cool stories and tell me about my dad. Like my uncle Buddy was like, your dad gave me my first big chunk of money to buy a motorcycle that I was talking about wanting after a conversation with him. And I was like, that's so nice. That kind of calm presence. You're like that. If you're, when you're either at a big soiree or in a room, you kind of create this Zen presence. And it's very, very, it's very valuable. And it's funny because I've had that presence in my life. I've been that presence to certain people, and it's very valuable because things can seem unsteady and rushed at such a harried pace, especially around Christmas. And I remember, trying to be really calm with fellow workers, especially, when pressure was really on, because when you slow down, you breathe deeply, you're kind of like, you steady that ship. But when you're running around with a chicken with your head cut off, it makes other people nervous. And so you provide them with this sense of calm and ease and balance, like no need to worry, calm down, all is well. And also this part of your personality, of your high compassion, you do and are willing to look at it from their perspective and point of view. And people really value that because there's a lot of selfishness that goes on in the world. I mean, we can admit that, right? People can be, before they're self-actualized, there's a selfish phase that comes in because they think they're not going to get their point across. They feel invisible. And that's usually when they get louder and everything's about them, right? Because nobody wants to be invisible. I remember reading about this study, how people's biggest fear is that they won't be heard, they won't be seen, and they won't be understood. So when you give a moment of calm and compassion and really listen, it makes a world of difference to people. And the fact that you do that, they really honor and respect that. So you're held in very high esteem, and all these attributes are very attractive and worthy of note. So remind yourself, you know, listening is huge, understanding is huge, compassion is huge, stillness, assurance, all of these qualities are wonderful in this fast-paced me society where everybody's in every direction on social media, like, look at me now, look at this bathing suit, look at this whatever. Everybody's, you know, butts out left, right, and center. All this superficiality, it's too much. And it kind of, everybody's making fun of it now because it really is ridiculous and, you know, over the top, and it's played itself out. And this is what people recognize as value, a valuable person. And you're that person. So beautiful energy, group 3. Love and light to you. If you're new to my channel, welcome. And congratulations on your awesome personality. And all my links are down below. If you need a private read or you need anything, my Etsy store, come over and see me on Instagram at Sparkrist11. We do daily post memes and contests. We have a great time. It's like a really cool kindred tribe where we just goofball out on all these funny spiritual memes and reads. It's a lot of fun. So love and light, you guys. I am going to go upload,